Boost students, in today's video, as part of our grammar guidebook, we're going to talk specifically about usage. And what I mean by that is using the right word in the right situation. Sometimes these are homophones or words that sound the same but have different meaning, but sometimes it's just a matter of making sure that you're using the right word. So for this first section, we're going to look at 10 different usage rules. So our first word that we're going to look at is the word accept and accept. Those are those homophones. They sound the same, but they have very different meanings. Accept with an A-C-C-E-P-T, means to receive, such as I accept your apology. Except with an E-X-C-E-P-T, means that other than. Everyone is here except Lisa. If you look at the little graphic, I think it's really cute because you see at the bottom on the left, they're accepting presents. The person is giving, with love, 2 presents to those 2 people. In this one on the right, the accept one, the person is giving the 2 people presents and there's somebody left out with a little fuming above his head because he's being left out. That's accept. The next thing we're going to look at is already, and that can be 2 words, A-L-L-R-E-A-D-Y, or it can be 1 word, A-L-R-E-A-D-Y. And already as 2 words means completely prepared. I am all ready for the exam. Already as 1 word means before or by this time. They had already eaten. So if you look at the little graphic, it says the car has already been fueled, meaning it's been fueled before this. And now we are all ready to go, meaning we're completely prepared to go. So that's already. Similar to already is altogether. That can be 2 words, A-L-L space T-O-G-E-T-H-E-R, or it could be 1 word, A-L-T-O-G-E-T-H-E-R. When it's 2 words, altogether means in a group. The puppies sleep all together in a box. When it's 1 word, altogether means entirely. You are altogether too modest, meaning you are entirely too modest. If you look at the graphic here, you'll say it's an altogether impossible task, meaning it's entirely impossible for us to fit in this car all together, meaning for all of us in this group to fit in the car. All right, this next one is one of the most common mistakes that I see, and it's one that drives your English teachers crazy. It's the phrase a lot. Now, a lot is typically 2 words, meaning a lot, very much. Our library has a lot of books. Now, there is a 1-word version of a lot. It's A-L-L-O-T, and it means to assign a portion. I will allot 5 raisins to each child. That's pretty rarely used. Most of the time, what you mean is A space L-O-T, but you frequently write it A-L-O-T. This is not a word. In fact, there's a whole series of comics about a lot dedicated to the fact that it's not a word. If you look at the comic here, I care about this a lot. They've created this imaginary creature, grammatical abomination called a lot. When you write a lot and you mean very much, you need to make sure you put the space. I think most mistakes in this next one are because you're writing the way you talk. If you really think about it, most of you know the difference between beside and besides. Beside means next to. My shoes are beside my bed. They're next to my bed. And besides, with an S on the end, means in addition to. Besides music, I love astronomy, meaning along with or in addition to. Now, when you talk, sometimes you say besides, but when you're writing, be sure that beside without an S means next to. This next one is another one that's commonly mistaken when you're speaking. It's the difference between bring and take. And this one's a little bit tricky, but basically bring means to carry from a distant place to a closer one. So bring things here, bring things to me. Please bring me the paper. Take means to carry from a nearby place to a more distant one. You take things there. Ivan takes his lunch to school every day. So when you're thinking about usage with bring and take, think about bringing things here and taking things there. Now, this next one I think is more of a spelling error than anything. It's the difference between choose and chose. Choose means to select. I usually choose historical novels. Chose is the past tense of choose. I chose a biography. Make sure if you're talking present tense, you use the two O's, CHOOSE, and for past tense, you use the one O, CHOSE. All right, up next, we're going to talk about the difference between in and into. In means inside. Bears live in a den. Into is actually indicating an action of moving towards the inside. He chased me into the cave. If you look at these pictures, the one on top, the person is swimming in the pool. On the bottom, he's diving into the pool. It's that action towards the inside. All right, this next one I think confuses you because of the rules of possession, and it is a little bit awkward. We're going to talk about its, ITS, and its, IT apostrophe S. Without the apostrophe, ITS is actually the possessive form of it. And I know that confuses you because we talk about using apostrophes for possession, but not for it. If it's the possessive form of it, it just adds an S with no apostrophe. The cat licked its fur, ITS. IT apostrophe S is not possession, it's actually a contraction or an abbreviation, meaning it is. We use the apostrophe to mark where we take out that second I. IT apostrophe S means it is. It is time to watch the Super Bowl, or it's time to watch the Super Bowl. So when you're thinking about using its, ask yourself, am I meaning it is? If so, use an apostrophe. If you're meaning belonging to it, don't use the apostrophe. All right, the last one we're going to look at for today is lay versus lie. Lay, L-A-Y, means to put or to place. Lay your shoes by the fire to dry. Lie, L-I-E, other than meaning to not tell the truth, also means to recline or to be positioned. My dog likes to lie in the sun. I love this little comic. I think it's so funny. We have the little man sleeping here, and the chicken says, "How dare he lie where I lay my egg?" Lay, meaning to put, it's where the chicken is going to put his egg, and lie, meaning to recline. The guy is lying where the egg goes. All right, that's it for our usage rules for the day. Now get started on the practice.